Hi everyone, my name is Inbar, this is Loopy Pro, and I'm going to use my latest song. It's called Southbound, to talk about some very cool things you can do with Loopy Pro. When I first wrote the song, way before I ever had a loop station, it had slightly different chords in the verses than in the choruses. The reason I got Loopy Pro and not another loop station is because of how deep and complex I can arrange things in this app. But as I was starting to figure out an arrangement for the song, it wasn't working for me. It was too long to build up because I wanted all these layers in the verses, but also all these layers in the chorus. But there was slightly different chords and I was boring myself building up the layers. I wasn't even getting to singing the song. So I chose to make a musical compromise. I chose to change the chords of the verse to be the same as the chorus. And it works. What it enabled me to do is to have fun performing this song live. I had fun coming up with the arrangement. I have fun performing it live. And I just wanted to share that journey of, first of all, try everything. But sometimes simplicity is just better. Maybe compromising a little bit frees up your performance. And sometimes it's worth it. So my 2 cents. So for this song, I have a structure. It goes verse, then a bridge, then a break, then a chorus, and then a line, and so on. And the way I go from part to part is with these widgets, which are also programmed to my foot controller. So I can either press here or on my foot controller. And each button is playing certain clips and stopping certain other ones. So verse will play these two and stop everything else.
Solitude is only.
Bridge will add 2 more loops.
Southbound.
Break will stop everything except for this.
But it's alright.
And then the chorus is gonna play a bunch of these loops.
Put it in your heart.
And then the line means these are added to it. I'll just go into one of these just to show you. So press, play, stop. I chose certain clips to play. So the action is play. Same for these, except that the action is stop and the clips are all the rest of the clips. So that's what all of these widgets look like. Playing, stopping, and this one is just stopping. Now my favorite part of the song is when I record this loop. First, let me show you the follow actions and then I'll demonstrate how it works. So the follow action I have here is called merge or move. And it's in this first menu over here, merge, move. And the source is this clip, but you can also just select that clip. And the target, so what I'm telling it to do is copy that information into another loop. So target meaning where do I want that pasted onto? So I want it pasted here. And I don't want the source cleared, right? I don't want it to cut and paste. I want it to copy and paste. So that's how that's done. Okay, let me show you. So I'm gonna record here. I've told it after you finish recording, merge, so copy that into here. So look here what happens. Now, why am I merging? Here's the thing. I like this line being played during the chorus. I don't want that to change. I want it phase locked, meaning it's on the one, it's in the right place, but I really like playing around with that sound that I recorded. I want to maybe reverse it or make it go really fast forward. But once I do that to a clip, it's no longer phase locked. That's why I just copy and paste into this experimental loop. It's not at the expense of this, and I can play around. One of the things I do here is at some point I divide the clip and I do it by swiping left. Let me show you. So when I go down to gestures, swipe left, divide this clip length. I find that to be a really fun shortcut. So when I swipe left, I'll have less of this quiet space. And if I swipe left again, I'll have no quiet space. That's usually what I do when I perform this song. And then I can make it go really fast or really fast backwards. And I love incorporating that, and again, still having my original loop being played. I play ukulele in the song and I have effects on that ukulele, but all I'm doing with the ukulele in the song is recording this 4-bar loop. Those effects don't need to be on in the background except while I'm recording. So I've done two things here. I've set follow actions, so when I begin recording the ukulele, these effects are enabled. But I also have a widget called Ukulele Effects, and it's set to toggling those two effects. So right now they're off, and when I press it, they'll turn on, and I press again and they're off. I happen to sometimes not record this ukulele loop perfect. So if I set a follow action to, when I finish recording, turn the effects off, sometimes I find myself having to immediately re-record that loop to make it tighter. And that sometimes can get messy when you're trying to turn effects on and off really fast. So in this particular song, I don't have a follow action to turn the effects off. I have a widget, and when I remember, I turn it off. And the reason I'm doing this is because I have a very basic iPad and it's not very strong. And down here is where you can see your CPU usage. So it's fine right now, 8% is lovely, but I tend to run into an issue of this being run very high. Then everything messes up, it gets distorted, I have to stop the song, and I don't want that happening in a live performance. And luckily it hasn't yet. It has happened to me a lot at home. One of the things is take the case off, because sometimes the iPad is heating up inside of the case, which makes the CPU run higher. And another thing is figuring out a way how to have as few plugins turned on as possible. Koala FX is made by the same company that makes Koala Sampler. It's actually just one guy, so similar kind of to Michael with Loopy Pro. You have Marek making Koala. Super affordable apps and incredible apps. I find that they really bring out my creativity. You can see other videos of mine where I'm using Koala Sampler, and I often use Koala FX. And let me show you what it looks like. It's just this very basic layout. You get all these effects, and super fun, doesn't take up a lot of CPU. And now I could just open this up and play around. But I actually made widgets that correspond, let me just show you, to these. So I can just play on my screen. I don't have to open up any external app. I can just play here, double click and it's back to 0. Play with this, double click, it's back to 0, play with this, and with these. These are the effects I wanted to use in this particular song. And so how I do that is by inserting one of these, press on it, value change, go to effect actions, adjust effect parameter. I chose Koala FX, and then it's very easy. For these two loops, I have a delay, this one. What I did is create a widget that will play around with the feedback of this delay. Let me show you. Check it out. That's what that does. That's from Bleass, and I highly recommend them as well. Really, really good effect apps that are very light on CPU usage. I love their reverb, I love their delay, I love a lot of their apps, and highly recommend them. So that's it. I hope you check out the song. I have a lot of fun playing it, and I hope this was helpful. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful day.